welcome back to WrestleSuplex. Today, we're diving into one of the most intense and emotional rivalries in recent WWE history, the epic clash between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. From family unity to bitter confrontations, this timeline will take you through the compelling journey of their brewing rivalry over the years. Let's get right into it. Roman Reigns vs. Jey Uso is the biggest match that has been scheduled for SummerSlam 2023. The Bloodline saga started with Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, and the current chapter will end with both at SummerSlam 2023. Over the past 3 years, the Chieftain has forged a bond with Jey that everyone believed was unbreakable. No one could touch the Chieftain while Jey was around, but even the strongest soldier had a breaking point. For Jey, it was when he saw Roman Reigns humiliate and beat up his twin brother, Jimmy Uso. And that's when the main event Jey took it upon himself to show the tribal chief that his bond with his brother means to more for him, even as the Usos made it to the top with the tribal chief by his side. Here is a timeline leading up to Roman Reigns vs. Jey Uso at SummerSlam 2023. Roman Reigns has Jey Uso say "I surrender" at Hell in a Cell 2020. Members of the Anoa'i family participated in the first ever "I Quit Hell in a Cell" match. With the WWE Universal Championship at stake, the tribal leader had decided to prove a point. He had promised to make Jey Uso say "I quit" and finally recognize him as the head of the family. Reigns unleashed the beast in him and showed no mercy for his cousin. It got to a point where Jey Uso was knocked unconscious, but the attacks continued. Jimmy Uso had to interfere in an effort to stop Reigns from demolishing Jey, but Reigns was adamant about "I quit." Ultimately, Reigns put Jimmy Uso in a guillotine choke and Jey regained consciousness around the same time and said "I surrender" to save his brother from further punishment at the hands of the tribal chief. Roman Reigns and the Usos formed the Bloodline. After Hell in a Cell 2020, Jey Uso acknowledged the tribal leader, but Jimmy Uso had yet to do the same. After going back and forth with Roman Reigns, the Usos finally lined up on the July 21, 2023 edition of WWE SmackDown. The three, along with Paul Heyman, formed the Bloodline. The Usos' younger brother Solo Sikoa joined the Bloodline in September 2022 at Clash at the Castle. Around the same time, Sami Zayn was inducted into the Bloodline as honorary use. However, Jey Uso did not give Zayn the approval of him and clashed with Roman Reigns' decision. However, Jey eventually joined Reigns' decision after Sami Zayn continued to prove his loyalty to the Bloodline. Jey Uso temporarily leaves the Bloodline. Sami Zayn faced Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble 2023 after the Chieftain ordered Zayn to hit Kevin Owens with a steel chair. In retaliation, the other members lashed out at Zayn as Jey Uso left the scene. Since then, Zayn has continued to try to get Jey to his side, while Reigns was furious with the latter for leaving the Bloodline. Jey Uso appeared on the March 6, 2023 edition of WWE Raw during a match between Jimmy Uso and Sami Zayn. Jey approached Zayn for a hug after the latter defeated Jimmy Uso, but hit him with a super kick instead, cementing his alliance with the Bloodline. The Usos turn on Roman Reigns after losing the undisputed tag team titles. On night 1 of WrestleMania 39, the Usos lost the tag titles to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. The Chieftain raged against the Usos and so planted the seeds for Roman Reigns vs. Jey Uso. After failing to win them back in a rematch, Reigns announced himself and Solo Sikoa as challengers for the title at Night of Champions. The Usos appeared at Night of Champions during the match to help Reigns and Sikoa, but Jimmy Uso mistakenly eliminated Sikoa. This angered Reigns and he began humiliating the Usos. Jimmy Uso broke and cheated on Reigns with 2 super kicks before walking away with a surprise Jey Uso. On the June 16, 2023 episode of SmackDown, Jey chose between Jimmy Uso and Reigns. He recognized the Chieftain before superkick Reigns and sided with his twin. It was then that fans realized that something was brewing for a match between Reigns and Jey. Jey Uso defeated Roman Reigns for the first time in 3 years. WWE has booked the Bloodline Civil War for Money in the Bank 2023 ahead of Roman Reigns vs. Jey Uso without an online title. The Bloodline faced each other, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa vs. I Use Them. This match was the first step in consolidating Reigns vs. Uso as the main event of SummerSlam 2023. The Usos won the match after Jey Uso pinned Roman Reigns for the first time in 3 years. The main event, Jey Uso takes on Roman Reigns. On the July 7, 2023 edition of WWE SmackDown, the Usos convened a tribal court to indict Roman Reigns. Jey ran with other WWE personnel backstage where Jimmy was being taken to the hospital. Later that night, Jey returned to the arena and announced himself as Reigns' next challenger. This was the final seed for Roman Reigns vs. Jey Uso for SummerSlam 2023. The stipulation for Roman Reigns vs. Jey Uso. On the July 21, 2023 edition of SmackDown, a contract signing segment was prepped between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso for a match at SummerSlam. After Reigns signed the contract, Jey tore it up and announced that the stipulation for the match would be tribal combat. Reigns was surprised, but agreed after learning that the elders had suggested it. The two embraced in honor of their traditions before Roman Reigns left the ring. And there you have it, the gripping timeline of the brewing rivalry between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. From family unity to bitter conflicts, this feud has been a roller coaster ride for the WWE Universe. We can't wait to see what the future holds for these two cousins. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting WWE content. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.